Hi guys, Igor Pechkovskyi is here with Woodinville Bellevue Commons, your trusted real estate advisor in the East Side and Seattle area. In today's video, the topic of our conversation would be why you shouldn't wait for the market to crash, or however reason will count for you not to wait for the market to crash. I'm serious. I know how it might sound. The salesperson telling you to probably get out and not wait and get out there and purchase the real estate if you can. But I mean it. There are a lot of videos online about market crash, market is about to crash. They printed so many millions or trillions. It's about to crash. Wait a month. It's gonna crash right now and then you'll buy. And I thought of it like, this is good, but I wouldn't be waiting. I work with people, especially investors I work with, that do business in any market, not just downwards or upward market, in any market. So I thought, what are the top few reasons that I could think of why I wouldn't wait for the market to crash? And that's what we will discuss in today's video. And here we go. And before we start, I just have to mention a quick disclaimer. I'm not a professional YouTuber. Really trying my best here. I'm a really busy residential broker. I have a lot of business, some agents that work with me. We have multiple teams doing all kind of different activities. So new to YouTube, don't judge me too much, but please subscribe, please share, please comment. I'm curious on any feedback that you provide. My SEO person told me that I should make those videos under 10 minutes. This is probably not going to be one of them. And I've never really script them. I just go as I go and I provide that personality out there. But I do believe that my thoughts and everything we learn about the market in these videos are pretty legit. So let me know what you think of it. I appreciate your feedback. Let's get into it. All right, reason number one is a big one. There will be no financing available to you. Let me say it again. There will be no financing available to you. What do you mean? What do I mean? So if you're thinking that the market had crashed, there is, blood on the streets, and you just show up to the bank all good looking and say, well, I'm ready to buy my first home. This is my 5% down that I am here to put, and I need another 95%, and I'm gonna buy that home for $400,000 in Bellevue with my $20,000 down payment. You're naive. It's just not gonna happen. Think about it. Let's dive deep into this. When you're getting financing, right? If you're the minimum criteria would be 5% down. If you're a little bit luckier, 20% down. But you go into the bank and you getting the rest from the bank, right? And people forget where are those money coming from? They come from investors, right? So buying a home is an investment, but technically speaking, it's a liability. Mortgage is a liability because every month you have to bring money to the bank, right? Not, it goes, you know what I mean? Like it goes from your account, but you're getting a liability where you have to pay monthly, every month. And there is someone, an investor on another hand side of this transaction, getting the payments from you with an interest, and that's how they make money. So what happens when market crashes? Well, those investors, they go away. The first thing when market crashes, that everything is just getting frozen, right? No one makes moves, including the investors. They're not gonna land. You're not gonna come to the bank and get a loan. It'd be close to impossible. Let me show you an example, and this is a big one. When COVID started, there are three main loans that you can go out there and apply. There is FHA loan, there is a conventional loan, and there is a jumbo financing. So FHA, you don't have to be broke to get FHA, and excuse my language, but if your credit is bad, you go on FHA, because if your credit is good, you always go conventional. But if you, and I believe the minimum conventional requirement would be 680 on a credit score. So if your credit score is below 680, you probably landing in FHA, and you can do 3.5% down payment. It's a government loan. Those are good loans for some folks. Then if your credit score is over 680 and ideal is 700, you're definitely gonna go conventional. But conventional has a limit of $776,000 that you could borrow. So everything that goes above 776, you're either paying cash for that or you are in the jumbo territory. So three main loan types overall that you could apply for. Well, guess what? When COVID started, FHA loans pretty much disappeared. If you had only 3.5% down, you were out of luck. Like, cause you just, boom, gone. COVID started, that loan is gone. And on another side of the spectrum, jumbo loans, $1 million loans and more, disappeared as well. So the criteria, like from 30 investors that would give jumbo loans, they were down like to 3 and 4. Big banks stopped doing jumbos, or you used to be able to have a 15% down payment jumbo loan, and that increased to 20-25% and more. So my point that I'm making, and this one is a big one, when market will crash, you're not gonna get a loan. If you cannot get a loan today, you're definitely not gonna get a loan then. Only solid borrowers, only folks that have really large, good cash reserves, only those people will be able to be getting loans. Obviously cash buyers will be buying real estate when the market will crash. But if you were thinking that you'll just come up with a little 5 or 10% down payment, it's probably not going to happen. Because when the market will shift big time, you will have to have a ton of cash to get anything purchased. Let's go into reason number 2. All right, last one was a big one. We'll go a little bit faster. So reason number 2, I personally don't think it would happen. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a chief economist. We all get the same amount of information from everywhere. But I like simple stuff. I like stuff that I can understand, right? There is a lot of money around here, and there is more money coming in. I'm talking about Bellevue and all of the surrounding area. Like, I look at employment growth, I look at all of those things that you could say, yeah, I'm not being an idiot. But there is so much more money coming into. We haven't even tapped that appreciation yet. Think about this. In Palo Alto, you can buy a really crappy Rambler, 1,500 square feet, for $1.7 million. We're not quite there yet. I just believe that amount of money and growth that we're experiencing, look at downtown Bellevue of what is happening and so much more money coming in. And people that lived here for 30, 40 years, they're not going anywhere. I door knock those doors. They're gonna be there until they die. They don't wanna live this area. I'm for real. There is a limited amount of land because everywhere you look, you can't build. There are lakes, there are, mountains. You can build on those. We're not like Texas where 30 miles that way you can keep adding housing. I just think it's unlikely. In 2008, real estate was the reason of the crash. The borrowing was fraudulent. You could, I talked about this. You could be, a hooker owning 6 houses, and it's a decent profession, I guess, but they can make money, but they can't qualify for financing today. That's what I'm trying to say. So I just think it is unlikely. And think about this. Inflation is actually good for real estate, because in inflation, if I pay something for real estate today, I'm paying it off later with cheaper dollars that are printed because incomes are growing, like values are ballooning. So overall, not to be naive, to me, I personally, you never know. No one saw 2008 is coming. But when crash will happen, I think the values will keep staying strong, just as they did stay strong during the COVID times. So it's probably unlikely that it will happen anytime soon for the supply-demand reasons. That's my reason number 2. We'll see. But let's look into reason number 3. So guys, reason number 3 is the following. Yes, the market is going in cycles. Yes, there will be a crash that will happen someday. But reason number 3 is, when will it happen? No one knows when will it happen, right? Do you know? If you would know, we all would be really rich, right? If you could time it perfectly. I personally believe that timing the market just doesn't work because you don't know when it will happen. And the reason number 2, I said it's unlikely. So let's say, when will it happen? In 2 years? Do you know? In 3? What if it happens in 10 years from now? What if the market goes like that for another 10 years and we have a crash in 1931? How far will it crash? Will it crash 30%, 40%? What if in 10 years it will crash to exactly where it is today? You just don't know when the market will crash. No one knows. If you want to wait for that, sure, you could set yourself, you could set that cash for another year or 2 and see what happens. But COVID didn't kill our market. It actually probably expanded it. And for the reason that you just don't know when, I believe you probably, just to be sitting on the sideline and wait for something. I know people that are waiting already for 5-6 years, just for the fact that you have no clue, and no one does, of when it might happen. I don't think it's a good reason to be waiting for it. So maybe you would disagree with me, but I'd rather have my money working for me. So, all right, that was your reason number 3. Let's go into reason number 4. All right, reason number 4. 4 fingers. All right, reason number 4. Guys, it's mentally exhausting to be waiting for the market to crash. I'm not trying to have too much fun in here, but seriously, think about it. Waiting for the market to crash every morning, it's kind of the same as every morning you wake up and you think for something bad to happen today. How fun is that? I think it's mentally exhausting. It doesn't work. And the thing is, when the market would crash, millions of people are losing jobs. Millions of people are losing their homes. How do you know you're not going to be one of those millions of people? Even with stronger employment, like even if you work for some really cool company, how do you know you're not going to lose your job? I personally don't wish to everyone to lose their job. I don't want for the market to crash, not because I'm in real estate sales. As I said at the beginning, we'll do business in any market, and we'll probably will do really well when it will crash. But I don't want it. I don't want to be thinking about market crashing. I don't want to have blood on the streets because it's no good. And that's my reason number 4. Take it or leave it, but waiting for the market to crash is mentally exhausting. I don't recommend it. All right, and reason number 5 for you not to wait for a real estate market to crash. And it's my favorite reason. I don't think you will buy. Let me say it again. You're not gonna buy anything. I just don't think so. I don't think you will, honestly. You might be pleasing yourself saying, I'm not gonna be buying right now, market is so hot. I'll just wait until it will crash. Well, you're not gonna buy then either. For real, let's be honest with yourself. Last year, a year ago, stock market crashed. Did you buy? Maybe you did, but did you buy? If you didn't, you know an answer that you didn't. When COVID happened, I believe it was on March 11th, one person, there was an NBA game, and there was one person on the team that got COVID positive, right? Tested. The whole game was canceled. Fans came in and they say, go home. Stock market crashed 10% the next day. Did you buy back then? Be honest. You didn't. I think waiting for the stock market to crash because you think that you'll buy then, I just doubt it. I think you're not going to do it. So those are my 5 reasons for why you shouldn't wait. And to wrap it up, I'll say the following. So guys, in closing, I'll say this. I know that looking backwards, we all are geniuses, right? Like, man, I had some 100,000 back a year ago. I wish I put it in the stock market then. Looking backwards, we're all so smart, right? And it's awesome. I wish I buy back then. So I don't really think that buying and, we're waiting for the market crash works. It might be, maybe you will. And I know there will be a lot of people that will make a ton of money. But for regular folks, my philosophy is this. If you can buy, I'd buy. And the way I look at it, real estate is not the most, easiest thing to liquidate, right? People were, when the market last time crashed, they were sitting in their homes for the next following 10 years until it came back up. What I'm saying is this, my philosophy on purchasing, if I can afford it, and if I like the place, really, it has good school district, it works for me and I can afford it, I'd buy now. If it happened to crash next month, you're gonna live there and hopefully you would enjoy the place. Yeah, it would quite suck if it would crash the next month. But seriously, actually, I'm buying a house right now. We're buying in Bellevue and probably by the time that this video will go live, we're supposed to close. Knocking on wood, closing is July 22nd, I believe. But I could see it if the market would crash, I'll just keep the house for a while. I'm really excited about this property. We'll love it. And this is what you should be probably buying. Not just any piece of crap, but something that you could see yourself live in, and hopefully you could afford it without having a huge stretch. So that's my advice to you. Just keep looking, reach out to us. There are always opportunities out there in any market. We have off-market campaigns. We do a lot of different things. But just reach out, be curious about the market. Yes, it is expensive. Don't be scared of the market, and I'm sure you will do great. And if you need any advice, you know how to find us. Please subscribe, like, let me know what you think of this video. Sorry for having a little, maybe too much fun, but that's just the way I like to do things. So thanks so much. See you next time. Bye-bye.